This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Take two, because I blew the date on the...
We are 5 days into the new year, and it wasn't the year that you messed up, but the actual date.
Got the wrong month.
Well, you know, it would be...
January 5th.
I think a little acceptable to mistake today for a January day. I think you would be okay if you had said March, maybe even April 5th, because we've had snow in April before. And there ain't a lot of snow left right now.
No, there is not.
It is very spring-like with the showers and the fog and the mild temperatures. So, but it is January 5th.
January 5th that it is today, and the Under-18 gold medal game goes today. Much of Canada shuts down after 6:30 tonight.
You have your Canada shirt on, and I
ready.
don't know if you saw my meme last night, but it's a road sign over the highway saying, "Welcome to Canada, quiet please, we are all watching hockey."
Okay.
I posted that last night. Because that's really, you looked on social media last night and everybody was watching the game.
4-2.
Because it's the game.
Yeah,
it's
4-2, end of 2. I had to go to sleep.
I know. I stayed up.
And I was like, oh my gosh, please don't. And I saw I got a text from your husband that said, let's go Canada, which I took as a good sign, as opposed to an
When you woke up?
Yeah, this morning.
Because you were the one who started texting him.
I started texting him, yeah.
Last night during the game.
Because it was getting pretty... I didn't realize he wasn't watching the game. He was at the arena with your son.
Yes, and then he got home.
Yep.
But it was kind of funny because you said to me, I was trying to think, who would be watching the game? And I was like, Wayne will be watching the game.
I can
I'll
text
start
Wayne.
texting Wayne. Everybody was watching the game.
None of my friends want to hear from me, but Wayne's watching. And he's, because he's president of the Minor Hockey Association, your husband is, right? In Campbellford.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when the Americans scored the goal that was eventually disallowed early in the second period, or the first time, right?
Yeah.
He immediately texted, no goal. So it was we weren't even waiting, no goal.
That wasn't the one they poked out from under the goalie, right?
No.
I missed the first one.
Young
so what
fellow
happened?
was in the crease.
Okay. That's why it was called
It's one of those things where, of course, they show it to you in slow motion.
Yes.
But the bang-bangness of the play at real speed was a skate in or wasn't, so they had to go look. Mm-hmm. And it's, one of those things where it's like, okay, no goal, which is an easy call to make in Canada. I'll say that as a bit of a homer. Had that been played in Salt Lake City, might have been a goal because it was so close. But you're not going to allow that goal in Canada in a 2-2 game.
Ain't gonna happen. But you didn't see the end of the game?
No, I didn't.
When they won, like when the game was over.
Yep.
And I didn't realize there was a goal song. Every goal Canada scored, they had their own song.
Okay,
out there,
great.
Which I didn't know. So I couldn't even tell you what it is now. I'll ask Wayne what it is, and I'll.
Hopefully, we'll hear it lots tonight.
Well, yeah, I hope so too. But they were playing that, and the crowd. Because it's home ice, right? Mm-hmm. We're in Canada. We're in Halifax. It's a sea of red. Everybody's screaming and cheering, and you hear this song played. You'd think it was the gold medal game. You think it was the game of the century. It was so cool even to watch from home.
Well, the thing is, yes, tonight's the gold medal game. This is what it's all for, and the players want it. But, and this is a small B but, not a capital B but, a small B but, that's the United States
I know.
we beat.
That's what I mean.
There's
it's
something
the game.
There's something about beating the Czech Republic, or Czechia, as it's also known now, we learned, to win the gold. That's great. But when it's the blue team on the other side and the red team on our bench, it's its own game. Whether there's a medal handed out at the end or not, that's a game.
That's what I was trying to explain to the boys yesterday. I said, the hockey game's on tonight. And, of course, they're like, oh, the gold, but, like, is it the medal game? I said, no, there's no medal. There's no medal tonight. This is to determine who goes to get the medal. But I said, this is the game because we meet the States.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a medal game.
Right.
Anytime we go up against Americans, it's... Yeah, you're right. It's crazy.
There's something about it. 6-2
really
was the final score last night. 6:30 our time. Gold medal game. Sweden, who's always snake bitten in the medal round forever now.
Yep.
They had gone years where they hadn't lost a game in the round robin and only to lose in the quarters or the semis. And it happened again yesterday, squandering a 1-0 lead with less than a minute to go in the game. Czechia scored and then won it in overtime on a great individual effort. Connor Bedardich-like.
It's hard. Well, it's hard in overtime.
Yeah.
It really is. Because you make it there and it could... Either team.
You're holding that stick way too tight, and you're nervous, and so we don't need that tonight.
No. So the bronze medal game 2:30, gold medal 6:30.
6:30 tonight. On the show this morning, Jenn Berezowski was on the show.
Speaking of juniors.
She is a hockey referee here in the Quinte region, has been for a number of years now, and has been tapped to be the only Canadian referee to go over to Sweden next week for the Under-18 women's tournament. Mm-hmm. So we have the junior men's tournament now. Women's tournament goes in Sweden.
Kicks off on Sunday,
yep. Her husband is also a referee. Just as a side note, so we asked her, so what's it like watching like the World Juniors with the two of you?
It must be very interesting watching this with your husband.
And she said we actually get into a couple of fights over it on calls.
Discussions.
Discussions,
She called it discussions.
Discussions, that's right.
Over the calls made. And I bet they do. I said to her, I would love to be a fly on the wall while you two are watching a game just to hear the conversation and the opinions and be like, well, no, I think that, well, no, clearly that needed to be.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't believe they called that as a penalty. Really?
Because we all act like refs at home. We all know.
That's right.
So to hear actual professional refs doing it, it would be very, very interesting.
So we had a chance to chat with her about the incredible honor of representing Canada on the ice next week. But let's go way back to the day when maybe, the hockey career was kind of wrapping up, but you wanted to stay in the game. What made you put on the stripes?
Yeah, so I first started when I was 16. I grew up in Brighton, and they had a need for officials at that time. My parents are both involved with the Minor Hockey Association, and I was already reffing soccer at that point. So it seemed like a easy enough transition, and I got started locally and just kind of went from there.
That's great that you say, and it kind of went from there. But how do you go from that, reffing in minor hockey, to now traveling to Sweden to ref in this international championship?
As the only Canadian.
Yeah. So I actually moved to Oshawa for my post-secondary, and there's way more hockey out there. So I ended up reffing more there. I got seen by people. You kind of get ranked at that point and get put into higher level games and get seen by more supervisors and get promoted again. And it just kind of spirals from there. Now,
did you have to apply to go to Sweden, or you were chosen?
Yeah, it's all recommendation based.
Wow.
So, I would have been recommended by my Ontario body to Hockey Canada, who then recommended me up to the IIHF.
Now, everything is talent, of course. So what factors do you possess that has helped you to excel over others who have been refereeing as long as you have?
Yeah, so skating is a big one. I was a defenseman when I played, so my backwards skating, I would say, is much stronger than a lot of other officials. Also, just keeping a level keel. I think it's easy to get riled up in a game, but being able to keep your composure and talk through situations with coaches, players, and your teammates has been really helpful.
How long have you known you're going to be doing this, Jen?
So I got a phone call on October 25th, which was about a month after I had my most recent daughter.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
wow.
That was a Tuesday, I think, and by the Friday, I was back on skates and back refereeing university women's hockey games to try and get ready.
Now, did the players know that to stay away from Jen? She's got a short fuse.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, it's gone pretty well considering the circumstances, considering the lack of sleep and...
oh my gosh, Jen.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to get in the gym as much as I can too, but it's mostly just been trying to get on the ice to skate games and get back into game shape.
Yeah, Jenn Berezowski, she's a local hockey referee, the only Canadian that's going to be going for the Women's Under-18 Hockey Championship coming up next week.
And you said you had a baby just before you found out about going. So if we go back, your baby now would only be what, 4 months old?
She's 3 months.
3 months. So she's going with you too, I'm assuming.
Yeah, my mom and her are tagging along, and so I would have to thank my mom for coming and sacrificing her time to be able to allow me to go, and my husband for staying home with my other daughter, and he's also a referee. He's been staying at home quite a bit with her so that I can go out and referee.
Okay, so he clearly doesn't have an even keel because he's not going anywhere.
He's been really good about declining games so that I can accept more and go out and get ready. So shout out to him as well.
That's awesome.
That's great. So then, as a player now and as a referee, so looking over your whole career, what have you learned as a referee that you wish you'd known even when you were a player?
Where the refs are looking is always a good one to know. See what you can get away with.
Yeah. Okay.
But also, yelling doesn't ever do any good, right? We'd rather be asked the question than get yelled at. You're definitely going to get more calls your way asking the question than yelling. That's
All
for
right.
sure.
Good
Youth
to know.
hockey players, pay attention.
Yeah.
Coaches.
For all you young players listening.
And coaches.
Now,
Absolutely.
what are your expectations heading to Sweden? It's an incredible opportunity, Jen. What are you hoping will happen when you're there?
So there's 10 referees and 10 lines people that'll be there. So if I skate on the final day, whether that's a gold medal, bronze medal game, or maybe the 5 or 4-5 game, 5-6 game, that would be great. I just want to skate as many games as I can. The goal is to turn some heads, considering my circumstances. Hopefully they take that into account, and hopefully I stay on the list and have opportunities moving forward.
And where's the ultimate goal, Jen?
Yeah, everyone talks about wanting to be an Olympian when they're younger. I never thought that was going to be an option for me, but who knows? That could be now with the next one in 4 years. There's lots of time to get there. So I would say let's start with a world championship, maybe the top level, senior level championship, and if things and the timing and everything works out, who knows? Maybe we'll be talking in 4 years.
You bet. She's going to the Olympics. We're calling.
Oh, well, we're going to call her. I talked to her after. I said, look, I know with the time change and the jet lag and you want to see your family and everything, so priorities. But then can we call you? Can we talk to you again?
When she gets back?
When she gets back.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be an incredible experience. And I really hope she is on the ice the last day for the last game. I really, really do.
I don't know how much of it's televised because I don't think TSN covers it with nearly
which
the
again
impact.
is a shame and ridiculous, but yes.
And that we'll be able to, because how often do you check the box score to see who the referee was? But that's what I'll be doing for all the games because maybe she's calling, Russia and Czech Republic.
Yep.
And, okay, good. There it is. And what was that game like?
Even if it isn't Canada.
Exactly.
Heaven forbid Canada doesn't make it to the final, she could still be part of that game. So regardless as to who it is, it would be incredible hockey and a great opportunity for her.
So that is great. So Jen, good luck. She leaves today, I believe.
Flies
out today.
Yep.
And with that next week.
Starts on Sunday.
And then the final thing we talked about today, despite the fact that I won Throwback Thursday, so we'll move on for that, was the astrology list of your sexiest trait.
You poop, again, I said this yesterday, you poo-poo on these lists so hard, and yet you are the one who always brings this to the table.
Well, the
so
thing
I
is,
have this list.
Yeah, I bring it to the table because I poo-poo it. What I can't understand is that this list comes out and somebody would look at it and say, well, we must discuss this, but this is correct. No, it isn't.
How do you know? I think it is. I look at my husband on that list because there's another one that says about resolutions, and we're going to do that one too.
Next week.
I poo-poo on that one. But what makes sexy? Any of those things could be sexy about a person. But what it lists him as, he's a Leo, I would say yes, absolutely. When that comes out, it's like, whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
It's confidence.
Yes.
What comes out, everybody, is confidence. Careful. Confidence is what comes out.
I think this list makes your mind go places it should. But yes.
Just hear what I want to hear.
There is nothing sexier than confidence. And I say that particularly about my husband because he's my husband. But it could also be said, I think, about anybody. When someone's confident, that's certainly an attractive trait. Not arrogant.
Right.
Not conceited. Confident in themselves and their abilities.
The opposite of that being self-consciousness, right? If you're just sort of like, not even shy, but sort of like, no, I'm not very attractive. That's not very, but if
that's
you're
not
confident, regardless, right?
Yep.
So here they are. So Aries, your sexiest trait is that you're passionate and direct.
And that can be sexy.
Okay. Taurus, sensuality.
Okay.
See, I wish it was a Taurus.
It's kind of the other side of things, being a little more sensual. And
that's a great trait to have.
It is, but in Taurus,
why does Taurus only have it?
Because maybe they're direct all the time, and it's a little off-putting.
Okay.
So when they're sensual, the guard comes down, and they do become more attractive.
Gemini is wit.
Wit, yes, wit can be very sexy.
See, I think. Aren't I witty?
Yes.
Isn't that my sexiest trait?
Again, if you're witty, all the time, we maybe become desensitized to it. So it doesn't stand out as sexiness.
Truth. You speak the truth.
But yes, you are very witty. Yes.
Cancer, instability.
Yes. And we questioned this because we were both like, instability? Really?
How's that sexy?
How is that sexy? But thank you to the listener who then texted in and said, instability, fluid or flexible. So maybe the ability to adapt and go with the flow, or maybe physically flexible.
I was going to say,
that would be sexy too.
You just heard me click my pen. I'm going to cross out instability.
Like Bradley Whitford.
Yeah.
If you're flexible.
Flexibility. All right, that works. Leo, confidence.
Yes, that's Wayne. Yep.
Very sexy.
Very sexy.
Virgo, thoughtfulness is their sexiest trait.
So I hate to say it, but maybe Virgo isn't thoughtful all the time. So when they are, it's
Could
like,
be.
oh.
Or that's how they demonstrate when they are
Being
interested.
sexy.
Yeah, because they're very thoughtful.
Okay.
Libra, which is my wife, is beauty. Ding. What? Scorpio.
Which
Do we
is
know
me.
anybody in the room
Me.
whose sexiest trait is, ready? Intensity and ambition. That must be
I would say
a
so.
sexy trait only, because I never would have said that you're an intense individual.
And that's going back to my point of, because I wouldn't say I am all the time. I
Right.
am one of those people that
and you're not sexy here.
I'm at ease and laid back and maybe a little more shy about things. But when I get determined about something, when I get intense about something,
when it's go time.
I guess that's when I become sexy.
When your
When
husband
it's go
becomes
time, let's go.
When your husband becomes confident, you become intense. Okay, good to know. Sagittarius, sense of humor. Again, what a great one to have.
That is sexy.
We're coming up
the
to
time.
Pisces in mine, which is an
Yes.
enormous lunch bag of letdown.
No, it's not.
Capricorn, control and command.
Ooh, so when they take control, that's sexy.
Go time.
Yep.
Aquarius, singularity and intrigue. Singularity, I don't know what that is, let alone why that would be.
Mysterious?
Didn't say that.
But when you say intrigue, it's kind of,
Yeah. Singularity
where's
and
that
intrigue.
hits listener again? We need
Yeah,
you to
help
do
me out
that
with that one
too.
And Pisces.
Yes,
our
you.
sexiest trait is ease.
So when you're completely relaxed.
It doesn't say completely relaxed.
No,
it
but
says ease.
to me, when I hear ease, because as you point out, it's not easy.
Not
but
easy.
when
Although,
there's
all right.
ease, when you're at ease, when you're at, I would say, at peace. And again, as this listener texted in, self-confidence without arrogance. So when you're just
At
good
ease.
with yourself and things around you, that's when you're sexy. When you're not firing on all cylinders and chasing everything around you like a squirrel and not running rampant. And
Is that me?
I know, hard to believe.
I know.
But when you're just
So
zen,
those are the
zen-like.
12 based on your
Astrology.
zodiac sign, which is so funny. So there's a whole group of confident people, and they were all just born in that 1 30-day period. The rest of us, puh. But I'm at ease with that. I'm okay. You intense individual,
I know.
calm down.
I gotta calm down.
Calm
Drop the
down.
intensity.
Kids have today off and tomorrow off, then they're back at it again on Monday, so you're going to take tomorrow off.
I am. I'm going to spend some time with my kids.
That's a great idea. You planned that out, didn't you? You knew back like a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
booked it a little while ago because, I thought maybe
It's
I'd
great.
take a day.
Yeah.
I always feel guilty when I take time because when our shift allows us so much time during the day, we're very fortunate that way.
Right, yep.
We still have time, so.
The unfortunate part is it begins at 4 a.m.
Exactly. So I kind of thought, you know what? No, I'll be there for breakfast at least one morning and hang
Nice.
out with them
Oh,
all
that's
day.
nice, yeah.
So I don't know what we'll do. Maybe we'll go roller skating again. Maybe we'll do some public skating. I don't know.
Such a good time, roller skating. Where'd you go?
Much fun. There's a place in Napa Knee.
Yeah.
I think it's called Disco Ball.
Mm.
It's apparently been around for a while because one of our listeners saw my pictures and messaged me and said her son, that was their school trip last year,
Oh, great.
was going for the afternoon.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know, a disco or a roller rink.
Yep.
I'm going to assume because I'm so young. Like neon lights, music, glow in the dark.
My wife and I first date roller skating and ice cream.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there were no ice cream, but there was a canteen, which of course the kids loved. It was
we
just
went
a really
somewhere
fun
else for
afternoon.
ice cream to a place called Calliope's, where it's like an ice cream parlor sit-down restaurant of
Nice.
just ice cream. And I can't remember what the big thing was. It was a 9-scooper, and if you could eat it, you got your money back.
So did you try?
No, it's a date. I'm trying. Right? It's only
was that
so
hard
much.
for you? Because I could see you looking at it going, I totally could do that.
No.
Really?
No. I was okay.
Was it different flavors or all the same flavor? 9 scoops of the same flavor?
All I remember is I was there with this incredible young lady who I couldn't believe said yes. That's all I remember.
Look at you. See, I'm focused on the ice cream, and you're just sticking with.
I'm like,
I don't care.
I don't even remember.
Care about the ice cream.
I don't know, but I know there was one
good.
part where it was for couple skate, and I was going to leave, and she took my hand, and then we just started skating, holding hands, because she didn't want to leave, but we had to do couple skate, and I was terrified. Like, oh
Your
my
hands
gosh.
all sweaty and gross.
I'm only 28 at the time. And, no. Oh, those days when you're 16, 17.
Awkwardly.
And I'm not
spending
at
time
ease.
With I know, not at ease at all.
Not at ease.
At all.
Yeah, had to grow into that one. But anyway, sounds great. Enjoy your day tomorrow.
Thank you. You too. Have fun here tomorrow. Hopefully,
we will.
It will be a very celebratory morning for you tomorrow.
We'll have the wrap up of the gold medal game tonight. J-Man's going to have that. He kind of chastised me a little for wearing the jersey, because the last time he wore the jersey in, they lost.
Well, that's him, not you.
That's what I said. I said, then I'm wearing this again tomorrow. So it's Jersey Day tomorrow. So J-Man will have his jersey on when we win this. We'll take another qualifier in the journey to win with the grand prize draw coming up on Monday. Jimmy Hollywood's going to have Rumor Day, and I've got a dad joke set up for Galaxy of Games. Full day of missing charity tomorrow. When you wake up with 95.5 Hits FM, we'll talk to you then. Go Canada.